What a way to start off a 9-game road trip. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Side Still Media Turner capping last night's game at 10-5. The Phillies and the St. Louis Cardinals as the Phillies defeat the Cardinals by a final score of 2-0. Out Bohm with 2 solo home runs last night. Zach Wheeler with another great start, going 7 scoreless. And I guess if we're getting into this video, please subscribe if you're not yet. Please turn your bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get it. So Alec Bohm with his first multi-home run game of his career. Not a guy that really goes with the long ball, right? So how about that? 107 plate appearances without a home run. His last home run since he homered off of Josh Hader. The Milwaukee Brewers. I mean, we swept that series in the first game of that series. So how about that? So Zach Wheeler with another masterful start, and of course Bryce Harper selected into the All-Star game, and he makes some history. I mean, the 7th All-Star selection of his career, and he also is the first National League designated hitter to be elected, right? So congratulations to Harp on that accomplishment. Certainly impressive for sure. So how about that? I mean, he's not even on the field right now, but he makes his first All-Star, selection as a member of the Philadelphia Phillies. So it's certainly, an impressive feat for Bryce Harper. I mean, this offense certainly wasn't, doing too much last night, but you know what? It did enough. Alec Bohm with 2 solo home runs. That was certainly enough to get us a win here. Adam Wainwright going 9 innings. And get smacked with the loss. And I guess what's the last time Adam Wainwright, went a complete game and get smacked with a loss since last year, also against Zach Wheeler. So how about that? That's kind of an interesting stat I saw. As we pick up the scoring summary here in the top of the 6th inning, Alec Bohm homers on a fly ball to center field, his 5th of the season, a solo shot, and it's 1-0 Philadelphia. So, I mean, he's really ranking up these extra base hits. As I said, not a guy that, is known for the home runs. I mean, he actually hit that ball on a rope, and the Phillies jump ahead 1-0. This guy is certainly hot right now. And he pick it up here in the top of the 8th inning. He does it yet again. Alec Bohm homers on a fly ball to left field. His 6th of the season, 2nd of the night, and it's 2-0 Philadelphia. So a 2-0 Phillies. 2-0 Phillies. So Alec Bohm, man, I mean, I love this, and I love to see different faces step up and really produce at a high level. I mean, we've seen it with Kyle Schwarber. JT Muto over the past couple weeks has certainly started to swing a better bat. So it's nice to see another name step up and come up big for the Phils, right? And Alec Bohm, your Phillies had some immediate player of the game, 2 home runs last night. So that would be your final 2-0 Philadelphia. Win the first game of this 4-game series. We are now untied for that 3rd wildcard spot. We are now in sole possession of the 3rd wildcard spot in the National League. We are now 6 games over 500, as you said, at 45-39. We got a 2:15 start this afternoon. I apologize for this video getting out so late. So I'm back in Jersey. So I'm happy to be home. I had a great time down there in Florida, but I certainly enjoyed this studio. Right? This is just a beautiful studio with the backdrop hung up on the wall. I just, got all my lights back. I just really enjoyed this studio. Kind of short out of the leadoff spot. He goes hitless. Definitely a rough night for him as he goes down and strikes once. He's not going to have a good game every single game, right? We can't forget this guy's a career 235 hitter. He's not a 300 hitter, and also he's not even a 270 hitter. He does not hit for a high average, so we cannot forget that as out of college. He's also going against a guy last night, Adam Wainwright, who's definitely been dominant. So I'm not really too upset about that. Everybody has an off night. Still just been so productive as of late. Rhys Hoskins. 1 knock last night, also striking out twice, a 252 average for Rhys. His OPS sits at 834. Sits with 17 tags, 42 ribbies. Nick Castellanos also collecting a knock last night. His average continues to sit around 250 at 251, a 680 OPS. Still hoping that OPS goes a little bit higher. And Derek Hall, after he had that great game against Washington on Thursday afternoon, comes back last night and definitely has a rough hitless performance. So not much out of Derek Hall as he gets to start at the DH spot. And Steinberg made a great point in the comment section. He said, when Bryce Harper comes back in mid-August, what is going to happen with Derek Hall? And I think that's a very interesting point. Where in the world are you going to put this guy? It's definitely a bit of a concern. He thought about having the possibility of Harper getting some starts out in center. I am really not a fan of that idea, as shown during his time with Washington. His final year in DC in 2018, he was an absolute disaster in center field for the Nats that year. They had 1 outfield assist out there. His WAR as a center field, it was awful that year. It just would be an absolute train wreck if he were to be put back in center field. So the question is, what is going to happen with Derek Hall? I mean, that's a very, very good question, and I just don't know. It's just, I think it's one of those things you kind of got to cross that bridge when you get to that point. I mean, who knows if he's even going to keep this up, right? It's, and that's over a month away still, so we've still got some time to think about it, thankfully. But it's certainly going to be creeping up pretty soon. JT Muto, his performance last night, his average down jobs below 240 again, sits at 239. This seems like every time he's kind of getting it going, he just falls right back into his old ways. And Diego Gregorius also hit his performance last night. This Phillies team only collected 5 hits last night as a team, as we were out hit 6-5. And Bryson Stott, continues to do nothing as he also goes hitless. I mean, we aren't even drawing walks last night. 516 OPS for Stott. I mean, certainly it was higher than it was, but 516 OPS doesn't require a genius to find out that is certainly a train wreck. That is for sure. And Alec Bohm, 2 knocks last night. The 2 solo shots, number 5 and number 6. He blasts out to center field and he goes out to left field for the second one. So how about that? Alec Bohm, a 269 average, works his OPS now up to 687. It is higher than Nick Castellanos' 680 OPS. So it isn't that certainly a joke. He only has 6 home runs, and he has 2 less than Castellanos. The guy has 32 RBIs, and the guy's getting paid $25 million a year for the next 4 seasons after this. Nope, he has 7 points lower. He only has 2 more home runs. So how about that? Alec Bohm, I just stay hot, my friends. Stay hot. Odubel also collects a knockout in center, 240 out. I'm still not getting afraid what he did on Wednesday night, right? I mean, we should have swept out that series if it wasn't for Odubel Herrera's terrible defense, no offense. But my goodness gracious, we know let's put that one behind us. I mean, this is a huge first win of this 4-game series in St. Louis. Going back to Nick Castellanos, I think somebody did make a good point the other day. I posted a picture of him. I was really upset. It was the Thursday afternoon game. We had second and third, nobody out. We ended up getting nothing there. Nick Castellanos did nothing in a really crucial spot, and I posted something. I said, imagine paying a guy $25 million a year to post a 682 OPS. And somebody commented and said, hey, listen, I'm certainly Nick Castellanos' fan. It's just been so disappointing to see what he's done. But you know what? This is his first year in a big city on a big contract. And I agreed. I agree with that. If you go take a look at that contract signed with the Cincinnati Reds, he was not good in 2020. He was not good with the Reds in 2020. And then he comes back his second year of that deal, and he had an amazing 2021 season, the best year of his career, and that is why he got the 5-year, $100 million contract. So I certainly think that's a relevant point to bring up. Nick Castellanos will be fine. But this is certainly a rough go of it. And the thing that I find interesting is he had a fantastic month of April, probably better than Bryce. Honestly, I think if you look at the timeline, if you look at it, May 1st of this year, Nick Castellanos was in a great spot. I remember saying for so long, he ended up, towards 800. It was in the high 700s, and I was thinking hey, this guy's been our most consistent hitter this year. So it wasn't like he started off awful. He's been off all year. He started off very strong, but May and June were not kind to him, and July so far has not been kind to him. It's not time to give up on this guy, clearly. Clearly this guy has a lot of talent. He has a very violent swing. Of course, he's not the best defender, but I tell you, I've definitely been more impressed with his range as a right fielder as of late. You saw that final game. I think it was Josh Bell. Final game of the National Series Thursday afternoon. Hits pretty much, hung up there a little bit. A nice sharp fly ball to right field. That Castellanos has to run all the way to his left. Towards the wall, he makes the catch. That was amazing. Paul DeHarp definitely would have called too, but, he hasn't shown that much range as a right fielder, during his time as a right fielder for the Phillies. Since Harp had that UCL injury pretty much like the second week, first or second week in the regular season this year. Great range. On that one. I forgot to talk about that the other day. I felt kind of bad. After I finished recording, I'm like, oh my gosh, I never talked about that. So I think I, definitely needed to mention that. Zach Wheeler starts 7 innings, 5 hits. Of course, we bitch another shutout. 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. Only the 5 strikeouts in 7 innings, but as I have mentioned before, going into the 2021 season, Zach Wheeler was viewed as the pitch to contact out guy, and I thought that one pitch that was sneaky last night was the curveball, and he will sometimes do that, right? Not only is he known for that fastball and slider, but that curveball could certainly be sneaky. He could certainly sneak that by guys, and that's certainly what we saw last night. Certainly throwing that curveball 2 strikes, and it certainly was effective. That was one pitch I was certainly a big fan of last night, just because to show you what kind of talent he has as a pitcher, as he gets to win now 8-4 on the year, a 2.46 ERA. I mean, Bryce Harper already selected into the All-Star game. This guy will also be an All-Star, I guarantee it. So we're going to have 2 All-Stars. Honestly, Aaron Nola is borderline, right? I think he has a very good chance of making it as well. Wouldn't we love to see 3 All-Stars? That would certainly be amazing. We see more out of Wheels and just, what was it, like, 2 batters he faced last year? That was just ridiculous. So we get to see more out of him than just that. But Zach Wheeler, keep up the good work, my friend. I mean, this guy has just been an absolute machine for us. I just run out of things to say about this guy. And I was thinking back last night to Purdy Van Wagen, former GM of the New York Mets. Wasn't worth what the Phillies paid him. Okay. Okay, I mean that's pretty much the laughing stock statement of the year. This was a total underpay of a contract. This contract has worked out and more, and this is an example of a guy that's actually gotten better since arriving in Philadelphia. I mean, when have you ever seen that guy get better since he arrived in Philadelphia? You don't really see that too often, but we've seen it with Zach Wheeler. Bryce Harper. When he first arrived in Philadelphia, in 2019, he was coming off a year where he hit 249. I mean, that was still a good year for Bryce Harper, but he kind of worked his way back to the MVP ways. And of course, he did win, an MVP last year. So those are some examples you could take. We don't really see it too often. Serandy Dominguez was brought in a setup role last night as he got the job done despite allowing 1 hit, a 1.69 ERA for Serandy Dominguez. Continues to throw the heat. Of course, he was popping out like 101 the other day. That nasty fastball on the lower part of the plate to Juan Soto. Again, look, I'm still loving that. Brad Hand comes in the ninth inning. Of course, he gets the job done as he pitches to say 1, 2, 3, bottom 9 to secure the Phillies 2-0 win. So 4 saves on for Brad Hand, and I like what Rob Thompson's doing with using kind of a little platoon out of the closers, but I still believe that Serandy Dominguez is the primary closer, but you have a righty and a lefty, right? And he's kind of using that to his advantage, and I like that a lot. I really, really like that a lot, and I love Corey Knebel in the setup role. I love it, love it, love it. So this bullpen is finally structured the way it should be, and I think that is a huge reason as to why we're having so much success, because honestly, you can have all these good names, and I still believe this bullpen, I even said it for a while, I said this bullpen has a lot of good names in it, with Brad Hand, with Corey Knebel, with Sir Anthony Dominguez, even with Connor Brogdon, what he's done. I mean, so if you structure this bullpen in the right way, it can be dangerous, and now they have finally figured out how to structure it in the right way, and that is why it's been so effective, and it's pretty much been so effective during this hot streak we've been on, even since firing manager Joe Girardi. It's just been, so much better. I still believe he did not manage his bullpen well at all. He did not manage his bullpen well at all. And Rob Thompson, I mean, I understand he's a protege of Joe Girardi, but Rob Thompson manages a better bullpen. And I guarantee you, if we make the playoffs this year, we can, and we still have a long way to go, ladies and gentlemen. We somehow find a way to, keep that third wildcard spot, Rob Thompson will be brought back next year. 100%. How can you not? I mean, first playoff appearance, in over a decade or 11 years. I mean, how long can you not bring back a manager that had, that brought back such a turnaround season? That was like the lowest part. I mean, we were down in the dumps. I mean, that was just that we were going through really rough times when we fired Joe Girardi. I mean, 7 games under 500. I mean, we hit rock bottom. That was our rock bottom. And to be able to dust off, re-engage and reload to work our way back up 6 games with 500. Certainly impressive. Playoffs tonight, that is certainly impressive. And I love this fight. I just love this bullpen. I think that's one of the most positive things you can take out of this team's success is how much better the bullpen has been. I love it. It's something different. We're showing fight. I love the way this Phillies team has been playing. I just love it. And we're doing this all without our MV3 in Bryce, right? I mean, that's certainly, impressive as well. And I forgot to touch on it a little bit, and I will here. It was weird playing Washington and not seeing Bryce in the lineup. I miss watching Bryce battle against his former team. Got to see a former Nat hit 4 home runs off of his former team, Kyle Schwarber, so that was certainly, kind of made up for it a little bit, I guess. 2:15 to first pitch this afternoon. Gibson, 4-3 with a 4.91 ERA. He is due for a good start, so hopefully we will see a good start out of him. Hudson on the mat for St. Louis, 6-5 with a 4.29 ERA. Hopefully we can win the second game, secure at least a series split. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe if yet. Please share, engage the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Take out the social media. Link is good to section at Phillies Hanson Media, Instagram, Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at Piazza Media. Call or text 267-225-392. Email me, phillieshandsonmedia@gmail.com. So guys, thanks for watching. 2:15 to first pitch this afternoon. Gibson, Hudson. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go Phils. I'll see you guys.